prepare to race onto the field. Everything is riding on this football game. So there's a special intensity, a special urgency. Here come the Volunteers. Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
And we got a lot of dudes, man. I mean, a lot of RLDs, real live dudes that are flying around, and we should wreck shop.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and the VAWLS hit the practice field again this morning. Not a whole lot coming out of those reports. Sounds like the quarterback competition still appears to be Joe Milton's job to lose. Tennessee, released some footage from the scrimmage. I think they released it earlier this morning. Milton made a big-time run for a touchdown, also dropped an absolute dime to Jalen Hyatt. Sounds like Joe Milton is leading the way with the reps as well, but we'll see. I'm curious to see if we learn anything coming out of Tuesday's scrimmage, but I could also see Josh Heupel letting this thing play out all the way to the opener. So we'll see how that goes. Sounds like Glenn Ellerbe was all over the starting five on the offensive line after getting beat up front on Thursday during the scrimmage. Other than that, business as usual. But I wanted to drop a quick video because there's a lot of talk about recruiting, more specifically the number one player in the country, Walter Nolen. We'll get into that in just 1 second. But as always, guys, do me a favor. Go ahead and smash that like button just below the video. Also, if you're new to the channel, welcome. We are just three dudes that love Tennessee athletics. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We are fans just like you. So if you're new, welcome. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop new content. We will be going live on Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time as we kick things into high gear. So I hope you guys will join us for that. But like I said, let's talk a little bit of recruiting. I think most of you are pretty familiar with the name Walter Nolen by this point. Number one ranked player in the country, according to ESPN, transferred to Powell High School to play his senior season. So, look, he's just a few miles outside of Knoxville. Powell was one of 16 teams to participate in the Knox County Jamboree inside of Neyland Stadium last night. So, of course, Walter Nolen was the talk of the town. He ran out onto the field to a pretty huge reception from that crowd. And here's a clip. I want to play a clip of what he said about playing inside of Neyland Stadium.
At this point, Tennessee in my top three, and we're going to see where it goes on from this season.
Who else is in the top three?
Tennessee, Florida, and Texas A&M.
So Alabama's out.
Yeah.
Why were you wearing Alabama shorts then the other night at the scrimmage?
Man, it's closed, man. What you going to do?
How did it feel walking out on the field tonight?
Oh, it felt good. I mean, I can see myself doing it again more than one time, but really more than three. I just feel like being here now, I can see it as probably maybe calling that place home in a couple months.
I feel like being here feels like maybe calling this place home in a few months. Walter Nolen, I think Rocky Top is the perfect place for you. I know one of you guys in the Facebook group, we've got a private Facebook group set up for all the Talkin VAWLS faithful. If you guys want to join it, check it out. Just search it on Facebook. One of you guys was in there talking about Walter Nolen having on those Alabama shorts at the first scrimmage. But there you go, man. It's just closed. Take it for what it's worth. But this thing, it's going to continue to play out until he puts pen to paper on signing day. But I do like him talking about Knoxville feeling like home. He is going to more than likely attend the Clemson and Georgia game. But he also said he could be at Neyland Stadium for the opener against Bowling Green. His final three, you heard it there, Tennessee, Texas A&M, and Florida. Just recently visited Texas A&M. But I'm sure, he says Alabama is out of the race, but I'm sure they are right in the mix. But again, guys, what's the one common denominator? It's Rodney Garner. Rodney Garner is in Walter Nolen's ear, and just the fact that he is right outside of Knoxville now, Walter Nolen, not only is he going to be hearing from Coach Garner, but he is going to be seeing him in person, I'm sure, at plenty of those games at Powell. But what intrigues me, and I guess I'm on a Rodney Garner love fest today. I already dropped the video this morning, but I'm getting fired up about this defensive line, and then I want to bleed it into recruiting because What I'm interested in is if Tennessee can pull a guy like Caden Curry. You know, if you land Walter Nolen, can you use that as a selling point to go get Curry? He's a 4-star defensive lineman out of Indiana. He is actually Taven Jackson's teammate and best friend. I've made videos about him before, talked about him before, and I know a lot of you have said, hey, Boogie, Caden Curry, hey, man, he already eliminated Tennessee. What? Stop talking about it. I seem to remember Walter Nolen doing the same thing. What's the common denominator here? Rodney Garner. Let Rodney Garner work his magic. But even though Caden Curry has eliminated Tennessee from his list, what a selling point. Just a huge selling point for Rodney Garner to pick up the phone, say, hey, Caden, we just landed the #1 defensive lineman in the country. How would you like to come in and play right alongside him? What a selling point. Let's load up that defensive line with studs and let Rodney Garner do what Rodney Garner does. Just food for thought. I'm not saying Caden Curry is coming, but I'm just saying Rodney Garner's got some ammunition. His teammate and best friend in Taven Jackson, and then also if he can find a way to land Walter Nolen, what a huge recruit that would be. But let's talk some more defensive targets here. The main thing I wanted to talk about was Walter Nolen and the comments he made last night. But let's talk about some other defensive targets. Tennessee seems to be in a good position with another weak side defensive end / linebacker edge guy. 3-star Joshua Josephs out of Kennesaw, Georgia, 6'3", 205 pounds, been on campus for an unofficial visit during the summer. But Hubs put out over at VolQuest, Hubs said that he is looking to take his official visit for the Pitt game, which I hope that's a great atmosphere. The Johnny Majors Classic, I hope they do. I can't remember if it was Swain or somebody on the message boards over at VolQuest. I hope they do the throwback uniforms. Think that is a perfect time to do something special for that Johnny Majors Classic. But Joshua Joseph's also scheduled to take an unofficial visit to Michigan on September the 12th. But everything I've seen, Tennessee seems to be in a good spot with him. Another guy, Carlton Madden Jr., is another defensive end that Tennessee, look, they would like to get. I don't know what the odds are of them being able to pull him. Seems to be a heavy Georgia lean. But just 2 days ago, you know how these kids do, so take it for what it's worth. Don't know what it means. This pops up on Twitter from Carlton Madden Jr., Go Big Orange. And look, what do all these kids tweet out? When we talk about alternate uniforms, black uniforms, the smoky gray, what's the one thing these kids always tweet out? It's the photo shoots. It's the uniforms. If they dig it, I dig it. Let's rock some alternate uniforms. And hey, it is what it is. You can laugh. We can call it crazy. These kids dig alternate uniforms. So if it's a part of recruiting, if kids are going to commit because of jerseys, because of variants, let's rock and roll. He did go ahead and get his list down to a final 5 back on August the 5th with Tennessee, Georgia, Colorado, Oregon, and Ole Miss. Most of the analysts are saying Georgia, but a couple also have Colorado. But again, that tweet just came out just a couple of days ago. The ball's still working. Also, 4-star defensive back Jeremiah Caldwell after his decommitment from Kentucky, 10th ranked player out of the state of Michigan, would be a huge pickup for Tim Banks. And Alan Treyu of 24/7 Sports actually gave Tennessee a crystal ball to land Jeremiah Caldwell. He did that back on August the 2nd. So they are in the mix. He would be a huge addition. He's an athlete, but they would look to play him at defensive back. And then I'm going to throw a name at it, you guys. I don't know how much of a chance Tennessee has here. They are on his list, but that is 4-star corner Ephesians Presock. I don't know how to say the name. 6'3", 170 pounds out of Mission Hills, California. The Vols did give him an offer back in March. He's expressed some interest. Again, the Tennessee is on his final list. And it's worth noting, the kid's high school head football coach, former Vol quarterback Casey Clausen, his offensive coordinator, former Vol quarterback Rick Clausen. I don't know how much of a chance Tennessee really has in this thing, but I'm just throwing that out there as a name for you guys to keep an eye on. Again, I'm going to wrap up this video. Like I said, the main thing I wanted to talk about was Walter Nolen. What do you guys think? Some of you same guys that were in the comments telling me that there was absolutely no chance that Tennessee lands Walter Nolen. Has your mind changed a little bit? Still a little bit skeptical? You know, we'll see. Alabama, I'm sure, is still definitely in the mix, but we'll see how it plays out. I just think it would be huge for Josh Heupel to be able to land the number one player in the country. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of what he said in the interview there after the scrimmage last night inside of Neyland Stadium. If you have not done so yet, please smash that thumbs up. Also, you can help the channel. Go to bonfire.com/store/talkinballs. We've got brand new retro Vols merch, different styles, different colors. You can see all that. Go check it out on the website. Any and all support would be greatly appreciated. We've still got the baseball shirts, the egghead shirts for now, Vol hoops, and the State Pride. A lot of you guys dig that State Pride merchandise, so check it out. If you can afford to pick one up, we would greatly appreciate it. If not, all we ask you to do is show up, show out, smash that thumbs up, and that's going to wrap it up for this video. This is the Talkin' Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.